All right, I'm back for part three of this one. All right, yeah, same thing with the screen. So one thing that I've noticed on this I thought was kind of bad too is just give it a minute, see if it'll do it. Yeah, there's an issue. It's kind of like I said, and this is why I'm concerned. I'm not sure how long the screen's going to last, but I'm also going to get another part of about this. We'll just let this go for a minute, see if anything happens here. I'll be surprised. So I'm getting nothing so far, but let's go over here and see right in this area, nothing. So I want to see something. Got that. But see, I barely touched it. But see, right in here, nothing. No, let's see. Yeah, so the thing is, I would look up on a video of how to replace this internal screen or what it would take to basically remove it. It's pretty much a pain in the ass. This back, see, there we go. This back panel has to be removed, and the back panel here has to be removed, and then this connection's back there, and then, of course, the bezel, and then the screen, of course, has to be replaced. But yeah, so this is what I found the issue is. So let me get this light out of here so it's the glare. Turn that light away there. There we go. Yep. See, this is the issue that I'm running into. That's kind of sorry about the low light now. No, actually, I put the light back. Just have to deal with the glare. Yep. See, at least it's not consistent. But I'm sitting there saying, if I can, I believe that's from me touching the screen. That's what I believe. But I could be wrong. I just think it's some weird glitch with the screen there. But it's kind of messed up, though, that it's not just it's dead in that area, that it will do its own thing over time. So if you're going into the settings, like think about going to settings. Oh, sorry about that. For some reason, it decided it wanted to turn. Might go down here. But you go into settings, and if I'm going right, like I'm going to go on here, like say I'm working, I'm down in here doing something, anything in that area, eventually it's going to click on it. So, but I just think it's kind of bad because the point fact is I don't have the screen up there, and you see I'm trying to move it, and I'm clicking on it because I'm trying to move it up here. No, it's just a bad deal for this phone. And then the video where I saw also they took it apart, I was like, okay, I'm not understanding one thing. You see, it's not consistent. It's still kind of annoying. So I still have to finish setting this up. And the sad part is on that, on that note with where I've had down here in the corner, and most people that have had one of these earlier in the year should know what I'm talking about. When you're on, like example, like YouTube, when you're on YouTube, right here in the corner was the time and the battery power. And it made it so nice because anytime you did anything outside of that, there was always the time and the battery. So if I wanted to messages or check my Gmail or wanted to go on the maps or whatever, the time and the battery was right there in the corner. And the time was the best thing really. And they took it away. So now I either go out of what I'm doing or have to open up the phone. And just like the weather. I used to be able to tap on this and used to be able to get the radar and not have to open the phone up. Now I have to. There's no way to do it anymore. So there's a few other things they took away. And I thought it was ridiculous. I'm calling people at Motorola and ask them about how to get this back, and their answer is, oh, you reset the preference on all the apps and reset the device. And I did that, and now I have to put everything back the way it was. And you see there's still no time in the corner. The problem is you get these people that work from home and they go off script. So you get somebody like me to ask a normal question. I mean, I dealt for like 30 to 45 minutes of being on the phone, mostly on hold, for somebody to find an answer for them to tell me that. If I would have known that, I should have did a little more research, so that was my bad. But I'm talking to the company that sold me the phone because I got this directly through Motorola. So the thing that's kind of frustrating with this whole deal is not just it's that part there is the really bad customer service when it comes to somebody like me asking serious questions, and I'm not covering like this internal screen. Every time I open the phone, I hear a little bit of noise. But this whole thing with this is just how, I mean, I'm glad I got it functions like it's supposed to, just that one spot. So I'm glad I got it working again because it was the one night, a few nights ago, but when I did the first video, it was probably, yeah, like I said, probably maybe Wednesday of last week. And that's when I noticed I was going to show my daughter about, exploration. There's a couple of people I watch on YouTube that do the exploration of buildings and stuff and properties and things like that, like proper people and stuff. And yeah, so I was going to show her some proper people video and yeah, exploration. And I go to do my screen and it just was like, I'm doing this. This is how it was responding. Pretty much, I'm not touching my screen, but it was like, it was responding like this. So no matter what I do, and then every once in a while I go like that, and then it would just be stuck. And I would do this and nothing would change. The only thing I could do was that, and that was it. And I'm doing everything. You know, it's like, just like the dead spot, like right here. I am doing everything. It was just like that. The whole screen was just like that one spot. So, but it was just originally just this little part right here. But it's kind of just like this, seems like this whole section right here for some reason. So, obviously, I believe there's something behind that. But one thing I did notice that I thought was kind of really ridiculous with this particular thing is when that person removed this internal screen to replace it, which I think is ridiculous. They had to because their screen looked beat up. I'm not sure what it was. The phone looked a little kind of like it wasn't taken care of. But anyways, that's not the point. But the thing I thought was weird is when the screen was removed is the areas behind that screen. I was like, why is there not some barrier, some dust cover or protector or something in the certain areas of this phone? And I know they want to pull costs and manufacturing costs, all that, but I was like, it's costing me because now I have a device that kind of lost a lot of value because that problem there with the screen because of that issue there. So at some point I'm looking at I'm going to have to replace this device whether I like it or not because who knows how long that screen's going to last. So I'm not sure why the manufacturer couldn't put some kind of dust protector there, like a cover of something, replaceable, removable, that crap couldn't get it behind the screen. That's what I'm understanding. Why this is not better than what it is. You know, I understand that they have to charge, you know, some money for it because of the design and, you know, everything like that. Because you're not just paying for what I'm physically holding in my hand, you're paying for the engineers that designed it and created it. But another issue I've noticed with some of these companies is somebody like me notices something, have ideas on how they could do something better. I'm not an engineer or mathematician or anything. There's a handful of people like myself that are the same way. We're not mathematicians or engineers or anything like that. We have ideas on how to make improved products or make them better. You know, I've done that with a handful of products. You know, I have a headset for when I go out on my e-bike, and I used to have my daughter in the trailer and used to talk to her through her channel and stuff. There's some videos of that. Same on my, I have another channel, biking channel. But I modified that. I let the manufacturer know about it. But they just acted like it was no big deal. It's like, it was crap until I made it better. I moved the microphone closer to my mouth and everything. But that's not enough of that anyways. That's a whole different point. But yeah, I just don't understand it. When I see little flaws in this design, you know, just I feel like there should be some dust covers inside of this thing to prevent it from doing that. I knew this device wouldn't last forever because of this kind of folding technology is still relatively new to society, basically. I mean, I know it's been around for a long time, but as a mass-produced everyday device, like a daily device like this, it just, you know, it's got a lot of flaws to it. But you think somebody would figure out, like, hey, we need to do better things with this until we can come up with better functionality or functionability or whatever you want to call it, functionality of the device. Like I was sitting there saying, there should be some dust covers inside behind that screen. If that screen is that fragile or that delicate to that it can get damaged that easy with stuff, people that don't do it themselves, because people aren't intentionally making these things not work or trying to get junk down inside of them or dust and dirt down inside of them. So I thought about it today. I figured the only way that this thing would be have no issues if I actually walked around like this with it in my hand all the time and made sure that I cleaned it all constantly and watched how I cleaned it, because I can see there's stuff right in here right now. See, there's stuff right there. But I've been carrying this moat for a while now, and it still gets stuff in it because I set it down and, just, I don't know, it's kind of messed up. Like I said, I really like the device. I think it's pretty awesome the way it is. That design factor really bugs me. That flaw with that internal screen. But I'm just hoping that gets a little better over time, because all the devices, I even heard Samsung has that issue. All the folding, like the ones that are folding phones, have that issue. Hopefully they'll get some improvement with that, because the average normal person is going to put something like this in their pocket. And majority of people, I like the way it looks, so I don't want to put a case on it because I like the way it looks. I know it got hit there, but whatever. Usually that was just because this thing's happened. But anyways, so yeah, so overall, just, I think it's kind of messed up, because even if this wasn't the case, it still would I would still have this problem, and it's because it's that extreme flaw. One thing I think is bad is they should have it either real easy to redo this, fix this problem, or replace the screen should be a lot easier than what it is, and also it should be either next to nothing or low cost. But I realistically believe Motorola should recall these devices, replace them for the people. I'm not even talking about a brand new one. I'm talking about just the same exact thing, but just dust shields or some kind of dust proofing inside, because that's the killer of these, the dust really. So and you can't avoid dust and dirt, especially when you live in places that have a high dust count like Arizona, places like that. There's parts of California, there's parts of Texas, parts of New Mexico that just a lot of dust and dirt. And you get the windstorms, and then you get certain parts of the Midwest that got a lot of wind, dust, and junk floating around there, and it's just hard to keep dust and dirt out of these things, So unless you're treating it like it's a fragile piece of glass, it's gonna go through things. But I still don't know why Motorola just did not give these out to a handful of people and say put it through the motions and let us know what problems you have or what problems you find. But so when somebody has a problem like this, they should be at least right now honor the thing. I understand if I had it for more than a year, I can understand that, but at least cover it for a year. But I believed I was going to have this functioning, working with no issues for at least 2 years. That's what I really believed. A year and a half to 2 years, and I'm like, wow, I got maybe 7 months out of it until I started having problems. And the weird thing is the camera on the front, I thought was kind of weird that they would when I contacted them on this camera, I said I'm getting some curvature out of when I get close to a square, like a table and stuff, it gets kind of rounded. Well, they never told me there were wide angle lenses in it. What they have to do, exchange it to replace the device, because I've got it directly from them, so they turn around and excuse me, they turn around and they just, did hell here, put X amount, we'll just send you a new one. Send a new one, of course, the same thing, because nobody told me that the lens is a wide angle lens on this. It's kind of really bizarre that companies do this. A lot of people just working from the home, working off scripted stuff, and it really kind of messes things up for the consumer and the people that want these things to last and want to keep them for a long time. Aren't looking at, I want to get a new one right as soon as the next one comes out. I plan on keeping this for a few years, like 2 or 3 years before let me get another one of these, more up to date one. But just companies don't, for some reason, want everybody to just have things and then throw stuff like this in the garbage. And it's kind of a huge waste, really. We just live in such a throwaway society. But that's enough of that. So, yeah, I had to do a part 3 on this, unfortunately, talking about this weird thing with the screen. Just how you see how it is now. You saw it first, and I'm not sure if that doing what it's doing is moving like it was moving, doing its thing where it was like responding, if that was from me touching it earlier, or if that was just because that's how it is, the screen is now. I'm not sure what would make it do that if I'm touching it and it doesn't do anything, and then later, why would it even just in this spot, like I said right here. So this says there's some issues with stability behind the screen as well. Like I noticed there are areas that I feel like there should be some kind of support, like a shield or something behind that screen. Because the people, the way they are, I like touching it. Like I'm not all hard on my screen. I don't like snap, I'll just tap things like that. That's it. What normal people do with their screen. But I think it's ridiculous that Motorola doesn't honor the screen, doesn't back it up. They don't want to warrant it. They want people to pay money. And I have to correct something I just thought of. I said on the last video $550 through Best Buy. I'm sorry, I have to make a correction. It was $599 is what I saw on an ad when I was looking at my newsfeed the other morning. And I thought that was kind of funny. I don't remember what the total deal is, how to get the $599 on one of these, but I thought if Motorola is telling me $550 to take care of it, it's like, well, look, for a little bit more, I can just go buy a new one. But yeah, it's kind of weird that companies are really bad anymore with things like that. But that's a whole other different video. So enough with this one. I've talked long enough. I kind of went on too far because too much on it. But so hopefully this will be the last one of this one. What I discovered, I do a little research on things sometimes. For the most part, I do. Every once in a while, I kind of should, like the thing with the clock down there, should do a little more research before listing the Motorola, because it seems like they don't know what they're talking about. But yeah, so hopefully that these kind of devices do improve over time. That this issue, I believe some kind of dust shield inside in certain areas would really help with the way I've seen this when I saw this taken apart and that main screen in the front and in the back, I was like, well, there could be some dust shields put in there. cost? Yeah, it's going to cost. But don't bring up the price cost because it's costing people money like this one. So I have to look at eventually replacing this one whether I like it or not. The weird part is I have 5 other Motorola devices, and I have one that actually, and it's this one right here. This one here, this one's old, and I still use it. And the interesting thing is, right on this side over here, the screen is yellowing. It's got yellow, and it's been like that for a while because it's so old. And this thing's been through a lot of stuff. This thing, I've been upset, Chuck tossed it a little bit, whatever. But it's all the Motorola phones I have are very, they're decent. They're, I've never had issues. Durable, they last. It takes a little bit of abuse actually. Like a lot of the options with Motorola, battery life is really great on these. And this one I use to watch videos on and do things with. Because I got a thing on here. I use this thing here, this color note. So I'll put things for like when I do laser engraving, I'll put specifications down, take notes and stuff. That's a really good app though. Not trying to promote anything or anything like that, but yeah, it's just about the phones though. I know some people don't like Motorola device. I do, but this particular one, I'll put this one back over here. This particular one really bothers me that it's like this, it's this way. And actually, the one I'm using to record the video with is a Motorola phone. It's another one. It's a newer model than this one. So, and this one I think is like 8 years old or something like that. The one I'm using is like, I think 6, maybe 7 years old. So, because I was always like, oh, let me get a different model, after having it a year or so. So, but I got to the point now, just like I wanted to have something for a while like this one, because I really like it. It was a different form factor. But no, now I'm going to have to replace it. So, but enough of my gabbing in this video. I hope I got all the points of what I was trying to get at here. Sorry about that shaking there. Yeah, it's just, like I said, it's just ridiculous that, customers and people, they work hard to pay for things. Actually, I got this as a birthday present in March. And I just think it's ridiculous, that the company itself thought it was smart going through the companies first. The first one surprised me, going through, this my fiance wanted to go through, and go through Amazon, and that was horrible. That's a whole different thing. But so I decided, let's get smart, go through it. Ended up being cheaper through Motorola than Amazon. That was used. This was brand new. So, and yeah, that's a whole different deal. But this ended up, I thought was a good deal. Worked out pretty good. When I had that issue, what I thought was an issue with the lens, but nobody told me, hey, it's just a wide angle. That's just the way it is. I would have been okay, fine, be it. Could have been corrected with an app probably, because of digital technology we live in. Society basically. So that whole thing, yeah, they resolved that they were decent about it. Customer service was decent. But when it comes to a real major serious tech issue, that's where you kind of spend a lot of time, waste a lot of time, deal with a lot of stupid people, a lot of idiots, people that don't know what the hell they're talking about. I've caught myself many times knowing more than the techs I'm talking to, or the people that are supposed to be technically advised or know these things on a technical level, and they don't. I end up knowing more than them. I had a few issues with other companies with things, but it's even like Motorola here. It's like, I don't know why you guys don't listen to somebody like myself or other people out there who are saying, hey, if you did this, it would make the product better. Now, if they just want to keep selling the same stuff and let this happen the way it is, and it's all about what money, and it's pathetic. I'm sorry. I'm like, yeah, I understand you want to make some money on the device. I can get that, but I want something that's going to last too, especially with paying over $700 for something like this. It's just, I don't understand that. They like, all these companies want to charge $1,000, $2,000 for a device because, Apple's notorious for that. I don't get why they charge $1,500 and then say, oh, well, that last model, those last 2 models, now this one's better. What's it going to, same price as you paid for the last 2 you bought. So somebody got $3, $6, $7, $8,000, $9,000 in a few iPhones that aren't that valued at that, but that's what they paid for them. So that's what I'm sitting there saying. It's like, I just think it's a little ridiculous on prices of phones and devices and how companies, and then you get a problem, something like this one being an actual technical problem that is a manufacturing issue. It's a manufacturing flaw, and that's not the customer's fault or consumer's fault, and that's kind of messed up. And I think it's ridiculous companies won't earn up to what people spend on these devices, won't back up their products. Like if people drop their devices, things happen. And what I think it should be is like, why don't companies cover that kind of stuff? You know, it's always the warranty factor. That's what I understand. And then you go through a bunch of crap with the warranty and find out, oh no, because you did something to it, you can't get the coverage back on it, or you can't get the device fixed. Like I thought it was kind of messed up finding out that I dug into it, that Motorola was telling me that I'm out of warranty on it. I thought, oh, I thought I had a year on this. That's what I thought they warranted at. That's what I believed I was. But, and nope, they didn't do that. And then also too, with them not backing this up, I think it's kind of a little ridiculous. But it's just the whole thing that's like, I think it's kind of bad with that, that the crap you got to go through. And then of course, what you have to do is you have to put your credit card up, send your device in once you get theirs, and it's just a whole big kind of crazy thing. And I don't understand. It's like, well, if you built a better quality product, people wouldn't have to go through doing so much stuff. What I think is also bad too is when somebody has a serious issue, they start blaming it, like they tried me with this one. How they tried to blame me on this problem with the screen here, you know. And it's like it cracks me up because there's no, it's just like a little dirty, but there's no damage to this thing, you know. There's just, I've done everything I need to do to take care of it, you know. And it's really weird. And I'm seeing a line running right here. A line right there in the middle of the screen. I just noticed that. That's kind of crazy. Yeah, because right here, right there where the light's stopping, there's an actual physical line I can see. Right here. Right there. It's like, it looks like a scratch going across the screen. So it looks like the screen's already going to start having breaking issues. That's kind of sad. So yeah, it looks like the screen is gone. This is going to like, I just kind of noticed something new. It's not going to last. I don't know if I could get it in this shot or not. I don't know if it could be seen. Let me see if I can get the light to hit it just right. Yep, there it is. You can see it going across there. How it looks like a, oops, turn this off again. You can see it. See that line right below the date there. That I just noticed that. So, yeah, it looks like the screen's going to start cracking on me. And you see how it's real major just right in here. Right there in the middle. And outside, not as much. Like over here, it's a little bit, but there, it's a lot. So yeah, this gets better and better, I just noticed. Well, I'm glad I noticed it now, so I don't have to do part 4 on this video thing. Yeah, these videos are a little longer than I planned on to. But that is crazy. As I'm talking and doing this video, I just noticed that. That is, wow. So yeah, so it looks like the screen on this is going to start cracking. That is like pretty bad. You know, that's kind of not good. And the weird part is who knows where the screen is, who manufactures that interior screen. But that's not good. And it's sad because I've only had this thing for 7 months and I've probably opened it a few hundred times. Because like I said, for the videos, yeah, I've opened it more and lately I've had to open it more. But the majority of the time I've owned it, it's been like this. Or just open a little bit for this mode here, where I'll do this. Where I'll set it up, it'll be like angled up. Be angled a little bit, you know, or I'll do a video where I'm like recording, so I'll have it like this, you know, do a video. So I'll do a photo, whatever. I know I haven't set nothing up on this, so yeah, so there I'll do a video like that. Okay, it's not going to do it now. Yeah, so I'm really kind of disappointed as I'm even looking at this more now. It's like, wow, so I'm seeing physical signs on the screen right now, and this thing hasn't even made it to a year. It's made a little over 6 months. So, like I said, it's about 7 months old. And this is like, wow, this is not good. Yeah, it's about 7 months. Because it's basically, well, no, actually, it's less than 7 months because it was probably about that. Because actually, this one here, because I got that one kind of in March. Yeah, I think it was maybe April when I got this one here. So from April till now, it's bad. So it didn't even make it a whole year. So I'm not sure. I'll have to keep you posted on what happens with this interior screen next, since I've noticed that crack in it, that line in it. That's sad because I can just kind of see it now. So I'm not sure how much longer that's going to last, because I don't know if that's new and it's going to keep going and it's going to just snap at some point. I'm not sure. But yeah, that's sad. That is really sad. So I know the person that, you know, that I talked to on the phone about all this stuff is like, they were just no help at all. And sorry about the hesitation. I had a thought going on there. So yeah, this is upsetting for people that are spending this much money on these devices. You know, I feel bad for anybody that spent more than I did that was spent on this one. You know, I keep saying I did. I didn't do it. It's my fiance who did it. But anyways, I didn't mean to bring other people into the circumstance in the video. But anyways, yeah, I'm not sure what's up. And I'm probably going to end up doing it looks like a part 4 to this because I'm not sure what's going to happen next with this interior screen. In the meantime, I'm probably going to have to go back to one of these more reliable older phones. This one's yellow. Screen is yellowing. And it works fine. I've had no problems. It's a normal, typical Android phone. Little lag like, you know, older phones are. I keep updates on it. I use it, you know, like I play games on it, watch videos on it, you know, made videos using it, recorded with it. Because actually some of the laser engraving videos were done with this phone too. To jump from this phone to this phone because of space factor. Because what videos actually take up in space, you know, how many gigs. You used to have 50 gigs of videos. You need 50 gigs or more video space a lot of times to record things. You know, make sure you have things. But I don't know why I'm talking about that, but it's a whole weird, bizarre thing. So enough of my gabbing. But anyways, I hope I covered everything. I know I kept going on farther. I thought this was going to be like maybe a 10, 15-minute video. Didn't mean to make it almost 30 minutes long. So, yeah, this because of that, these newer things that came about. But, yeah, they put some dust covers on it. I think got better internal screens. I don't know why that is. What is up with that particular material? Why it just goes south? I don't get it. So, but I'll keep y'all posted on what's up next. There might be a part 4. Not sure yet. So, all for now. Thanks for watching. Bye.